I'm gonna start this delicious cookie tin off with my slice and bake holiday oatmeal cookies. How does that sound? Yes. Now the thing I really like about this recipe is it's something that you could make. You could make the dough now and pop it in your freezer and store it until you want it, or you could just bake the cookies off. Keep them in the freezer on the counter. They last for a good long time. They're a really nice kind of holiday spin on a oatmeal cookie, kind of sort of shortbready, kind of sort of all the things I want. Yeah. Anytime it's the holidays, I have really bad decision-making skills. So this cookie is evidence of that. All right, so I'm actually gonna start in a food processor, because essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm almost gonna make like an oat flour to go in this dough. So as opposed to having big whole oats, we're gonna grind them up a little bit. So I need 2 cups of rolled oats here. Now, if you have like a quick cooking oat, that honestly would work for this. I'm not mad about it for this recipe, but I love a rolled oat. They give a little bit more chew and texture. I also find they taste nuttier, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Super nice. All right, so I'm gonna pop 2 cups of that right into my food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you could do this in like a high-speed blender. You can also actually buy oat flour, and that would work as well. But into there, we're also gonna cut this with a little bit of regular flour. If you wanted to make these gluten-free, a gluten-free all-purpose blend would work perfectly. But I'm going in with 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Perfect. I like it when the machines can do the work for me.
Oh, yeah.
This is I'm a friend to robots, so thank you, robots. Remember that, robots? We're good.
But isn't it true? If you're making cookies,
Yes.
you don't just make one
One
type. You pull out the tools and you go.
100%. It's the only time of year my mom is fully like baking, rolls up her sleeves. She has like a cookie making day, and it is wild. She is wild. She's just whooping everything up. It's fantastic. All right, now into there I'm gonna add a little bit of chemical leavener. So we're going in with some baking powder. Just 2 teaspoons, just to give a little bit of a puff, to kind of remind you of those classic oatmeal cookies as well. So go into there with that. Now this makes about 4 dozen cookies, because these are little kind of silver dollar cookies. But that's the thing about the holidays. You want to make enough that you can share with everybody who wants a cookie. Now into there, I'm also going in with about a teaspoon of salt, just to cut through the sugar we're going to add later. And then I'm going in with half a teaspoon of cinnamon. I love cinnamon this time of year. I mean, it's so good. Now, if you wanted to, you could do a little clove in here. You could do like an apple pie spice. You could do like a pumpkin spice if you're not over that yet. Shakir, are you over it? Okay.
I am most
Don't worry, we're not doing it.
Cinnamon time.
No, cinnamon. We've got it. So now I'm actually just gonna process this up, because I wanna grind those oats up and just combine. So just give it a little bit of a process. This is also gonna mix everything together. If you have the world's strongest food processor like I do, it kind of dances as you push the button. But just grind it until those oats are kind of like into little bits. That's looking great to me. Now, I've got my wet ingredients already started over here. So I've got 1 cup of butter in this bowl that I beat together with about half a cup of brown sugar. I love the flavor of brown sugar, that molasses. Oh, molasses is probably my favorite like sweet flavor, because it's kind of like grandpa sugar. You know what I mean? Grandpa sugar, you know? It's like, it's got like a little bit, it's like it was a hat. Does that make sense to anybody else but me? Does anyone else think of this? Okay, yeah. So I've got that beaten up with also about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Thanks, Shakir. You like the grandpa sugar, yeah.
I like it now.
You know what I mean? And he's like he's got a newspaper.
I sort of know.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. The little carton.
I will never look at my molasses same again.
100%. You're gonna be like my grandpa. Okay, there you go. Now I've got that nice and beaten together, but I'm also gonna add in a little bit of orange zest. So I'm adding in the zest of 1 orange, because I love adding citrus this time of year. It's kind of funny. You may not think about it, but the fact is that the winter time is citrus season here in Canada. We don't grow it here, but this is the kind of nature's way to remind you that the sun does exist somewhere. And it is doing beautiful things, and it's making you like just see the light. You know, it's a really good thing. I'm adding that orange zest right on into the butter and sugar mixture, and then you can beat that together. As you do that, that orange flavor kind of perfumes. It's going to be absolutely beautiful.
You can smell it from here.
I know.
It's so good.
This is what
Fresh
I was
orange
going to say. You make this while people are coming over, and they're
Yeah.
like, "You're so fancy." Orange zest. Also slice this up, pop it into like some mulling spices on the stove. Oh, what a smell! Amazing.
With the cinnamon.
With the cinnamon. Anna gets it. She knows what's up. All right, I'm going to give that a little bit of a mix just to combine and add that beautiful orange flavor throughout. And then I'm gonna grab those dry ingredients. Now, just grab them straight out of the food processor and just dump them right on in. If you want to, you could do this with a hand mixer. That'll mix it together really nice and quickly. I'm gonna see how quickly I can do this by hand. You know when you make a decision, before you start doing something. And then you realize you're on TV in front of all you nice people. And what would take you a minute at home feels like it takes 87 years on television.
Yeah,
It's a good thing. You know, holiday stress, it's always fun, right? Yeah. All right, so just mix this together until it comes into a really nice dough. It does come together relatively quickly if you don't have all your friends hanging out in your kitchen with you.
Grandpa sugar.
Grandpa sugar, yeah, there you go.
Let's talk about that again.
We've got it. Now, at this point, you can also add in your mix-ins. If you wanted to add in some chopped pecans, that would be amazing. I'm going in with about half a cup of chopped dried cranberries. You could also do
Cranberries.
chopped dates, really, really tasty.
I love the
But this is
combo.
going to give those little pops of the red, which is so kind of festive. And again, orange, cinnamon, cranberries, match made in heaven. Absolutely beautiful. So just keep mixing that until that dough comes together. It is a shorter dough, so it's not going to be super, super kind of wet like a brownie. It's going to be like a crumbly little cookie. Then what you want to do is grab about a quarter of this dough, wrap it up, you split it into 4, wrap it into nice little logs, and then you want to pop those into your fridge for at least 4 hours, or you can pop these in the freezer for up to 3 months. So yes, you're making your cookies now.
Love it.
You come Valentine's Day, you still got some cookies, my friend, which is an absolute delight. So I like to divide it again into 4 because each of these makes about a dozen cookies. So I'm just going to get those, you unwrap them, and then all you need to do is slice those up. Now this is my favorite thing. If you wanted 2 cookies, you can slice 2 cookies. Bake those off in a toaster oven or something like that. Again, a cookie emergency might strike. You see those little oats in there too? Really nice and chewy. But you can also bake off all of them. You do whatever you want, however many. Just pop them onto a nice parchment-lined baking sheet. And these need to go into a 350 oven for about 18 to 20 minutes. It feels like a good long time, but they're gonna be soft. They're gonna get a little bit golden around the edges. And they're gonna be absolutely out of control. I've got some right over here that are nice and cooled. They look crumbly and short. I'm very excited.
Fantastic.
Now, as is, this looks like a January cookie, am I right? It's not the most festive thing in the world. So what I like to do is just grab those cookies, and I've got a little bit of melted white chocolate here. So what you can do is just give it a little bit of a dunk, pop it down, just to get half of that cookie nice and coated with that chocolate. If you want as well, you can also grab a fork, do a little bit of a spin on top. Oh gosh, this is gonna be intimidating. Let's do
Ooh la
it.
la.
Let's see, let's see. Ooh, there we go, not bad, not bad, not bad. Perfect. Now again, a little bit of those beautiful cranberries right on top just for that little added extra chew. And to me, honestly, these cookies, we've got some over here too. I'm gonna gander on over. Look how beautiful they are. They're super cute, they're really, really tasty. How you feeling? Ready? Okay, go for it. You know
Are we
what?
going?
Shahir, I'm gonna hand these over.
Until the end, but like.
Now we're starting off.
looking
It's
at
breakfast
it.
time in the Good Stuff Kitchen. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.